Hi, I'm Matt Rycraft. I'm a wedding photographer with a studio based over in the Northwest.
I'm Florens, award-winning destination wedding photographer, photographic educator, and Nikon ambassador.
My name's Beaney and I'm a portrait and wedding photographer.
My name's Nassari and I'm a portrait and wedding photographer.
Today I'm working with PermaJet and we're going to answer a few questions about why it's important to print your wedding photographs.
I truly believe that offering your wedding clients tangible printed products is the key to a profitable and sustainable career.
It's so important nowadays that we print wedding photographs and have something tangible that we can show people. We're so used to taking hundreds of pictures on our mobile phone and never printing any out. I don't know what anybody recently has printed anything out from their mobile phone, and especially with wedding photographers. Most of the time now, wedding photographers deliver digital photographs via an online gallery, and it just doesn't really have the same sentimental feeling as a photograph does.
If you think about it for your family images, we get old albums out. I've got my parents' family photos and you look at their wedding photos. Whether we'll actually get out a CD or a memory stick in the next generation and load it into a computer and look at them, I don't know. I don't know if the modern computers in the next generation will actually have the capabilities of doing that.
I think printing in weddings is an undervalued and seemingly like a rare thing, but what I'm finding is that it also becomes a sought after, long-lasting object. So in a way it has more value than it might have in the 80s, which was profuse with printing. These days in our digital era, often clients are taking files only. So I really do push the printing side, whether that's a beautiful frame or printed albums or printed books.
Not only is it a great opportunity for you to maximize profits from that wedding, but it's a great marketing tool as well, because those images will be on display in your client's home for their friends and family to view, and it can be a great conversation point.
We don't look back at our families' or wedding images and criticise them for the quality that they were printed back in the day. We look at them and we look at the actual image itself and the memories and what it brings to us. And I think that will be the same going forward. We could have a pixel perfect image on a computer, but that will never be the same as a print that you can touch and feel and look at.
It's just so important now to have these things and have these pictures printed, as we live in such a digital age, and we're just so used to taking and storing so many pictures that more often than not we'll never look at. That's why I think printing is so important nowadays. It's most certainly a lost art.
The wedding images that you create for your clients will be the most emotionally valuable images that client has had in their life. The chances of them wanting tangible prints from their wedding are far greater than any other images that they've ever had.
I provide prints to all of our clients, even if they are just buying a digital package. And there's a few reasons for doing this. I think the main one is that we spend so much time colour calibrating screens, making sure everything is exactly the way we want it to look when we're editing the images, that I want our clients to know how good they can look if they're printed properly.
I think a printing image is something that could be enjoyed. It's something that could be shared. It's something that can be celebrated. It's something that could be hung on a wall. It has some kudos. All of my personal work all ends up printed, whether that's printed books or exhibitions. So I see the same thing for my clients, and that's how I sell it. I mean, who wants to crowd around a computer and look at pictures on a slideshow? You know, why not have a set of beautiful prints and frames on a wall or an amazing book? So I do see it kind of offers high quality.
If you're able to print in-house, I will guarantee now that you'll be able to offer a service that none of your competitors in your region will probably be offering, as most wedding photographers now offer a digital-only service. So the care and attention that you can offer your client is going to be far superior to your competitors.
Printing your client's wedding photographs sends a message to your client that you respect your craft and the images that you have produced. and feel that they are deserving of being printed and being seen by everyone, rather than a digital delivery only system.
You're going to be able to offer additional services like retouching, maybe fine art, editing, and these are all premium services that you're going to be able to add a little bit more value to the order, but also post orders. If you want to offer an additional service and create additional revenues, prints are going to be the way forward for you.
Shooting with the print in mind motivates me to be a better photographer. Knowing that those images are going to be printed makes me take a lot more care in the way that I capture the image.
I think printing always helps me improve as a photographer. I mean, it's one of the earliest forms I learned. I mean, I had a darkroom in 1984. I was 14 years old and I won my first competition at 15, and it was a print I did in my darkroom. It was a camera club. I was the youngest person there, but I learned about colour and black and white, tonality and mood and framing, and all of these things came from looking at the print and feeling the print, and I think it's still really important. So I think it continually helps me improve as a photographer, thinking about the printed form.
So printing your own pictures really helps you improve as a photographer, because you're going to find detail on those images that you wouldn't have looked at on screen. You spend far more time with the image, you'll scrutinize it more, and it's a really good way of you kind of picking out details that you would never have seen if you just uploaded it to your website or maybe social media channels. So printing is really important for your development as a wedding photographer.
If you print the image, you actually look at it differently and you see more things within that image than you do on a screen. It doesn't matter how big your screen is or how good your screen is, you look at an image differently when it's printed. For even little things like spotting dust spots on sensors, I find that far easier to do from a print actually than I can on screen. Having a print in front of you that you can look at in daylight and actually see what your finished image looks like, I think it has helped make me a better photographer. You're then also seeing your image in the same way that other people will see it.
I offer my clients a variety of options, but my personal preference is the Portrait Rag 285. It's got a slight texture, giving it an air of luxury about it.
Portrait Rag and Photo Art Silk was my paper of choice when I won my 5 hanging prints at the 2020 SWPP print competition. I had a few different paper types that I was able to kind of test my pictures on, and those were the 2 papers I found that delivered the best results for my pictures, and I think this is pretty important. Now, you want to have a handful of papers that you want to test your pictures on, because I would say that different pictures will produce different results on different papers, but also I think it's kind of determined by your style as well, and maybe what you're printing, whether you're printing a colour or a black and white picture.
My favourite PermaJet paper is always gold silk, which I feel really works well in weddings because of its warmth and its contrast and its richness, and it just really just brings out the luxury of many of the amazing places that I've been lucky enough to go to and to photograph.
I think my favourite paper is Portrait Rag. I like the slight warmth of the background of that for portrait and wedding images, and think that just works really well for me. I also like the matte finish of it. It's a lovely heavy paper, so it's that touch and feel thing that you can provide to your clients.
So whether you use a lab or print your own images, the key to a successful, profitable, sustainable business is to offer printed products.